Hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Now, one of the things I wanted to do this year was a couple of blended malts, because I've been really focusing on single malt whiskies for a very long time on the channel. And I've done very few blended malts. I also wanted to do some things from Compass Box, because I've only done one, a blended grain whiskey, the Hedonism. So I thought I'd go out and buy one of the more basic blended malts from Compass Box. It is the Spice Tree, the famous Spice Tree. Fortunately, it isn't one of the older bottlings. I can't remember exactly what I paid for this, but I think it sells in the UK for about 45 GBP. Bottle at 46% ABV, and like everything from Compass Box, it is non-chill filtered and natural colour, and wonderfully packaged. Compass Box are renowned for their wonderful packaging. It's this simple box but beautiful writing and little foil, little golden stuff going on there. Wonderful Spice Tree, beautifully done. So I think almost everybody will know the history of the Spice Tree blend. Compass Box, very, very keen on their openness and wanting to push boundaries. They and quite willing to rub the industry up in the wrong way to do that. They decided to make a whiskey with inner staves inside the casks, French oak staves, and they got in trouble with the Scotch Whisky Association, who said that was not a traditional way of doing it, so it wouldn't be permitted. They had to back down on the inner staves, but they reinvigorated the Spice Tree brand by changing the cask heads, or making these Harlequin casks with some French oak. So they were able to preserve what they were doing with adding the French oak influence in a way that was compliant with the Scotch Whisky Association guidelines. So Compass Box, being who they are, they do give the full recipe for this online. So I'm recording this in July 2021, and bottles that are sold or produced sort of after this date will have a different recipe to what I'm reviewing now. This one has a majority of Clynelish single malt in it, and I do very much like Clynelish. I reviewed the 14-year-old Clynelish. They are changing the recipe, and I think it's going to be less Clynelish and more of other things. Wonderful, lively nose, a lot of oak and spice going on. The French oak influence it has is making itself known. So it does have that unusual oaky note. There's quite a bit of acetone, nail varnish remover, pear drop type notes going on. A little bit grainy, maybe. A little bit soapy, waxy, beeswax, polish. And this waxy note is very typical of the Clynelish character. Some lavender hint, a little bit of sweetness going on, or it's hinting at sweetness. A lot of oranges, waxed citrus fruit, a light smoke, maybe some dried fruits, dates, or raisins, maybe tobacco, honey, citrus blossom, nutmeg, lemons and limes, dried fruit. We spent a bit of time with this. You do pick up peach stones, so the wet peach stones And that again is something you pick up from Clynelish. Apples, cloves, so sort of robust, oaky nose. The palate without any water, thick, rich, spicy, brown sugars, raisins, dates, sultanas, an intense oak, papaya, buttery malt, Christmas pudding, waxy, lovely, supple, slightly syrupy mouthfeel. Later on, there's some honey, a little bit of bitterness from the oak tannin as well. Give it a drop of water. Single teaspoonful. Fruits, apples and pears, plums. Intense spices, peach stones, yellow, green banana. Herbal notes, orange, vanilla, lemon juice, cloves, pear drops, honey, citrus fruit. Very, very good. Palate with a bit of water, retaining its spicy, waxy mouthfeel. Hint of smoke, some nuttiness, powerful oak, bitter lemon, honey, golden syrup. The finish, pleasant bitterness, malt, wax, waxiness, bitter lemon, lingering spice, and Earl Grey tea. So there's a lot going on with this. For something that's not terrifically expensive, it's a really good introduction to Compass Box bottlings. My only reservation here, so I've got two reservations. One is that there is going to be a change of recipe, and obviously I haven't tried the newer stuff. My second reservation is I wonder if all of the brilliance of this is actually available in the Clynelish 14, which sells for about the same price. Where Clynelish 14 and Compass Box Spice Tree are sold together, it's generally the same-ish price. This doesn't bear an age statement, whereas the Clynelish does. Clynelish generally bottled at 43, this is 46. Clynelish doesn't say non-chill filtered or natural colour because it's a Diageo product, whereas this does. So, there's kind of a bit of a toss-up between the two. French oak doesn't really do it for me. I think people who've tried a whiskey with a French oak maturation or fresh oak finish and really enjoyed it, I think go for the Spice Tree. You won't be disappointed. Otherwise, you could pick between the Spice Tree or the Clynelish 40, or buy both of them if you'd like, if you've got the money for that. But otherwise, it's a very, very enjoyable blended malt. One of the best for its price. excellent presentation in terms of the higher ABV and all of the disclosure that Compass Box makes. So it is recommended. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.